Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea, a channel for marriage-minded men. I've been making some videos about things to look for to be with a Filipina you feel safe, that you can bring to your country to live, as is frequently the case. And so I want to talk about evaluating your Filipina girlfriend's friends as a final way to give yourself the best chance to marry a woman from the Philippines who will stay with you and hopefully not become Americanized or Westernized or leave for greener pastures. Please subscribe here to Love Beyond the Sea. I want to help men be married, even considering marriage overseas, like I did. My wife arrived here in January of 2016, so it's been a while. And so I've had a chance to evaluate some things during that time. Please leave a comment and get notifications on YouTube. Now, let's see about this idea of friends. It's something that easily overlook when you're talking to somebody like we were 4 hours a day. I've heard people say they were talking to their Filipina girlfriend for more than that, and maybe they weren't working. But when I was working at the time, it was a couple hours in the morning, a couple hours at night, and then even more on the weekends. But you really should consider asking her about her friends. Better yet, be able to go meet them in person before you would marry her. So why is this important? She surely is either influenced by her friends, by the friends she has, or has friends with similar qualities to her. You can't always know much about her friends unless you meet them for yourself to form an impression. But if her friends seem well-grounded and nice, and I would think the Filipina you are interested in would be the same. It's not likely your Filipina is going to be one way, interests and personality, and then her friends are going to be completely the opposite. That's not usually how it works. And so I was able to meet a lot of my wife's friends. I mean, of course, I didn't ask them a million questions, but if you're there in person, you do get some kind of an idea. And it's understandable to be a little nervous about marrying someone from thousands of miles away that you probably won't be able to spend an abundance of time in person with. You are aware that many people in America don't think highly about bringing a Filipina to America. And there are reasons why, especially if there happens to be a large age gap. Some people are inconsiderate enough to try to tell you that she is making a mistake, or that some guy would make her a better man. In other words, she gets here and then the women influence her thinking, you're making a mistake, he's too old, he's not this, he's not that. Take a look around you and look at some of these other younger foreigners. It wouldn't hurt if she had not had a ton of boyfriends while in the Philippines, as that could indicate that she is discriminate in who she hangs around with, and perhaps is serious about who she dates. My aim has been to illustrate some things in these videos that you should keep an eye on when corresponding to a Filipina that you are considering marrying and bringing to America. That's where we live. I believe Filipinas still can make a great wife. I married one after all, and I'm, very happy to be married after being alone for a lot longer than I want to say. You can't tell for sure ever what's going to happen in the future with, your relationship. However, if you consider these things in the videos that I've been making lately, then you can increase the likelihood that you marry a Filipina who sincerely wants to be married for the right reasons and isn't a threat to change her ways after she arrives. Now, I kind of warned my wife before she got here, America is different than the Philippines. Some of the women here are different. This is what you might run into. I think it's okay to kind of preload her with some of these concerns of yours before she gets here. And you always want her to have good friends to be around once she is here too. So do you agree with me when I say that the likelihood she will change and start listening to the wrong people is already present before you marry her? I think it's, the danger of that already exists. You just have to uncover it. I doubt that once in America, she begins to be wrongly influenced if she has these traits that I've been covering in these videos. And this is why I believe you should consider the things I've said. If she is a good person with certain characteristics and morality in the Philippines, I just think that she will come over from the Philippines into your country and be the same person. That's what you want to look for. Please comment if you can think of some other ways that you feel you can trust your Filipina to not change her ways once she, immigrates to a Western country. Those are just a few things off the top of my head that I wrote down in these videos. Ultimately, of course, since you just can't know everything, it comes down to trust, but it doesn't have to be blind trust. You are able to make certain observations on camera, better yet in person, and please think about what is important. Many guys like me might not have decades of life left, but it is still important to be discerning about the choice of marriage partner. A lot can go wrong quickly if you don't play this right. I wasn't too worried when I married my Love Beyond the Sea.